Hey guys, one of the hardest things for me personally to learn is to not feed the trolls. It's so hard. Trish is always reminding me of how stupid I am to engage these people. Aren't you, babe?
Yes.
Yes, she is. And she puts it that way. You're so stupid for engage. Do you not know you're not supposed to feed the trolls? You know when you're walking on that trail in wildlife and it says don't feed the wildlife? Don't feed the wildlife. You're not doing them any favors. You're not doing you any favors. So anyway, don't feed the trolls. I don't remember who put up the quote or who came up with this quote. I think it was either Einstein or I don't know, somebody, but don't argue with a fool. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. They've got a lot of experience being foolish, guys. And I did that. I did my share of it this week, and I'll probably do more in the future. So I'm talking just as much to me as I am to you. It is so freaking hard not to confront a fool who's just trying to stir things up, trying to get attention. It's hard for me to stay away from that because, you know, I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking probably what I'm thinking. Okay, I can have a rational discussion with this person, and maybe I'm wrong. I'll open myself up to them. I'm open because, you're correctable. Truth fears no scrutiny, right? It's the hardest thing not to engage somebody like that because they're not thinking like you. They just want to slam you and slam you and slam you, and it's for no good. It's just for slamming. See, when I expose things on my channel, and when you guys are exposing things, fallacies and mainstream, lamestream, fake stream, CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird media, it's for a purpose. It's to help people. It's to set brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. Not everybody thinks like that. People just want to win an argument. If you're just out there to try to win an argument or to show how much knowledge you got, look how smart Brian is, man. That high impact flicks, he's just one smart cookie. If that's what I'm out here for, it's all in freaking vain. It's in vain. Your motives will catch up with you. What are your motives? If it is to set brush fires of freedom in the minds of men so that we can have more peace and so that truth can come back on you, and it's like as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens the moral character and position of another man. I think that's a proverb somewhere. I don't know. If you guys know where it is, it's like as as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens the countenance of his friend, or something like that. The idea is, as you and your buddies, your friends, your family travel along in life, you're sharpening each other because none of us have arrived. We're all on a journey, right? And we all want to be better people today than we were yesterday, and we want to be better people tomorrow than we are today. So, and that's what you and I think. But when you engage a troll, and I used to think troll, man, that's just kind of a it's kind of a cop out to call somebody a troll because then you could be putting yourself in a position where you're just trying to get criticism off of yourself. Well, that's not what these people are trying to do. They're just trying to tear you down. It's for no other purpose. I've seen this guy in the room. I'm not going to mention his name. He wants attention. That's how they do. Otherwise, why would he hang around channels like mine? Apparently, he hates my guts. He doesn't like what I say. Why would you hang around a channel where you don't like what they're saying? You're in complete, diametric opposition mentally. Why would you hang around if for no other reason than just to give people a hard time? I don't understand. I'm not trying to virtue signal, but that's not something I want to spend my time doing. How about you guys? I think most normal people are like that. So the purpose of this video right here, let me wash off this lens right here. What the heck is that? There's some kind of smear on it. Anyway, don't feed the trolls. It just makes life more difficult for you, and they will drag you down with their experience. That's what I experienced in the last 2 days dealing with that guy that I'm not going to name with that YouTube channel. The reason I felt like I had to engage him is because they were trying to make it sound like, and he was assenting to by liking comments under the video that he arranged. When I say I want no censorship, I want no censorship. When I say I'd rather have dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery, I am not kidding. Give me dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. The last thing we want is a group of people who thinks they have a higher claim over our lives and property than us having a monopoly on force and violence and censorship. I don't want a daddy and mommy government. I don't want a daddy or mommy social media oligarchs to valve off what goes into my eye gates and ear gates. I'm an adult. I have children. The only legitimate authority I can come up with in my pea brain that is actually legitimate on this planet is the authority of a parent over their own children. That's it. No government over you, no social media oligarch over you. The only legitimate authority. Thanks for that super chat, man. That's shout out to Swamp Fox News. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. That's a cool little gift too. Um, that's the only legitimate authority. Other than that, you said the only legitimate censorship is self-censorship. If you don't want child porn or drugs or alcohol or anything, or mainstream media or whatever it is, then you turn it off of yourself. You get it away from you. It's not up to you to get it away from somebody else. Who do you think you are anyway, to try to govern the affairs of somebody else's life, what goes into their mind? So what this guy was trying to do was trying to skew it as, when I say no censorship, I mean don't censor anything. I don't care how heinous it is. I don't even care if it's criminal activity. A just society will put that stuff down. That's what the free market does. But because we don't have a free market, we have an incredibly regulated and controlled market, basically a slave market, because the government's in control. And if you have fiat currency controlled, the fiat currency Ponzi scheme monetary system controlled by the Zionist international bankers, you are not truly free. But you can achieve a measure of freedom even in that. Do you realize? I can't remember who did a video on this. I can't remember who it was, because I want to shout out and give credit to. If this sounds familiar to you and you know the creator of it, or the person who brought this idea forth, do you realize in the most tyrannical situation, like a max security, what is that called, a super max security prison, the free market will grow. They can't have lighters, but then they'll make, it's called a prison lighter. They can't have drugs, but somehow they come up with drugs. They finagle themselves. They can't have currency, but they use things as currency. There are free market principles that just want to come to the surface, no matter how many chains you put on it. And that's why that's why the government calls it the black market. It's the unregulated market. It's actually the black market. The government makes it sound bad, but it is actually the free market. Are there bad and nefarious things that go on? Yeah, of course. People will always abuse their freedom to try to get a one-up on somebody else. But the last thing you want in a market like that they call the black market, which is really the free market, is a monopoly on force and violence from literal psychopaths who gravitate toward that kind of thinking. You don't want that. You want a black market, free market scenario. That's exactly what you want. So that's why I don't want censorship, and that's why I felt like I need to engage that. I knew he was a troll. I knew what I was getting into, but you know what? I kind of didn't, because I still have this naivety that Trish always reminds me that I have, that I just believe that, people deserve a chance. In reality, there's some people who probably don't deserve a chance, but I gave him a chance anyway. And I may one day read you what I wrote to him on Skype in my closing, because I gave him his 15 minutes of fame that he so desperately desired, to give him a platform to correct himself, to come in line with the truth and right thinking, but he just wouldn't do it. So I guess opportunity over, huh? So here's the reason for this video right here. So don't feed the trolls. Oh shoot, I almost ended the chat. I almost ended the stream. All right, let me turn this around twice so you can see this. This right here really set me off today, because I was thinking to myself, I cannot let this die. Will not let this die, because I know what's going to happen with this 24/7 news cycle. Thanks, Swamp Fox. Cooks and reviews. Thanks, man. Appreciate the super chat. And there was another one too. Let me see. Blue ISIS accountability. And the DMV, IRS, Fed, and Epstein didn't kill himself. Exactly. You got to chuckle out of Trish for that one. That was good. This right here, this thread really set me off, because this person, I don't know if you can see it. Darn it. I hope this is. Jenny, apparently, I'm just taking this person's word for it. Even if this guy, this UPS driver, isn't her brother, this is somebody's brother or cousin or son or nephew or whatever. Today, I lost my brother because of the effing negligence and stupidity of the police. Instead of negotiating with the hostage situation, they just shot everyone, including my brother. Please retweet this so everyone can be aware how stupid these cops are. And it truly was It truly was stupidity, guys. It truly was stupidity, and it lends credibility to what you always hear about cops being low IQ enforcers who just follow orders and to hell with common sense. If you guys aren't familiar with it, a UPS truck was hijacked. Four people died, including the two armed robbers, one UPS delivery guy, and an innocent bystander who was making his way home from work to go back to his family. But he never made it because the cops decided to surround the vehicle and just intent on just firing as many bullets as they can into this UPS truck, killing this guy in the process. So I'm going to play just a little bit of this, but I think there's a song on it, and I don't want to get copyright struck. So remember, guys, don't feed the trolls on that guy. He's still at it. He's still after it. Oh, hold on a second. I got my volume turned down. Just a second. All right. Let me start this over. This is the guy. This is the UP. This right here is a couple, like a montage of videos of the UPS driver. Just putting a face, just putting humanity on this news situation, because we see news articles all the time. This is absolutely 100% our brother in humanity that just got slaughtered by the insane decisions of a bunch of cops in Florida. I'm still hanging on. So that's this guy. I don't want to play any more of this because there is a soundtrack on it, but it's only like 15, 17 seconds, 30 seconds long. Here's the guy's truck, okay? Some guy was driving down the road and following the tow truck company who was taking the UPS truck off. Check this out. If this doesn't put an exclamation point on the stupidity of what just happened and the evil of what just happened, basically, the utter unthinking immorality of it all. You know what? I'm gonna just turn the sound off on this because I hate it when music is involved in stuff. Okay, so he's passing the UPS truck, passing it, but watch this. Watch this. This is what we got to talk about. See the blood on the step there? See that blood on the step? Some of that blood is no doubt the UPS truck driver's blood, probably mixed in with the blood of the suspects. But according to reports, the UPS driver they had him kneeling right here in the front. And now he's dead. And check this out. I'm gonna play a couple more things that are very relevant to this whole deal right here. Remember, guys, don't feed that troll. He's still in here. It's amazing you want to hang out here. You want to send me a super chat, bud? Make it worth your while. Even if you sent me $1,000, man, I'm not gonna read your tweet or your super chat. Update. Okay, at 11:35 a.m. Eastern on Saturday, this is yesterday, a pair of armed robbers and two others, including the driver of the hijacked UPS truck, were killed in an exchange of a gunfire with South Florida police officers after the suspects led authorities on a high-speed chase. The robbers held up a jewelry store on Thursday before commandeering a UPS truck and holding its driver hostage, according to Coral Gables police. And we're going to get to this guy here in a second. If you missed my video on this, you need to watch this video and share it with everybody you know, because what this guy says is 100% outlandish. Unbelievable that he knowing that the cameras are going, actually lets fall out of his mouth what he lets fall out. After fleeing the scene to evade police for dozens of miles, of course, that's what criminals do. So the cops exacerbate this entire thing. What is that? Half man, half pony. I don't understand that. After fleeing the scene to evade police, they're going to evade police. You start chasing a criminal, what are they going to do? Run. If you chase a criminal faster, what are they going to do? Run faster. If they happen to be in a vehicle and they're in traffic, they're going to put other people in danger. So while you're trying to apprehend two suspects, while you're on your way on that 20-mile trip, guys, because it took 20 miles to come to the stop on this, according to reports. In that 20-mile, let's just call it 20 minutes. Let's say they were going a mile a minute, okay? Which is pretty slow. Let's just say it was 10 minutes. Let's say it's 5 minutes. In that 5-minute period of time, it was more than 5 minutes. They're putting hundreds and hundreds of lives in jeopardy. Before I play this right here, let's do the rest of it. Here, look at this. Watch. Just to refresh your memory. I'm not going to stop playing this. Oh,
He's getting out of the seat there.
this is when they've come to a stop. But watch the here. We'll just play it.
Getting out of the driver's seat. We have police officers on the ground here. We have police officers.
Now these are occupied vehicles, guys. These are vehicles occupied with residents or passersby in Florida. And what are the cops doing? Using the people's vehicles and themselves, using human shields, hiding behind human shields. What was that about protecting and serving again? They're not stepping out in front of these people. They're hiding behind the people. Tell me that is about as cowardly as you get. Not only are they armed, not only do they have bulletproof vests on, but they're hiding behind the people that they claim to be protecting and serving. They're not protecting and serving anybody but themselves. Yeah, they're not serving and protecting, they're harassing and collecting like who just said that? Somebody just said something to that effect. Let's watch the boys in blue. The boys in blue hiding behind human shields. I'm scared. I hope I don't get shot. I hope if a bullet comes at me, I hope it hits this driver right here before it hits me.
With weapons drawn, circulating around. There are shots.
Come on, Skippy. Come on, hide behind these people we're supposed to be protecting and serving.
Being fired. We can hear the shots being fired. You can see the gun.
Keep in mind, guys, I don't know what the men on the ground, boys in blue, know, but the news knew. The news knew that this was a hijacked truck and that they had a hostage. They knew it. They had to know. They had to know there was a hostage. There's already a CNN affiliate camera with a helicopter in the air. But they're going to shoot anyway. They're going to surround the vehicle, shoot it from two different directions, a barrage of bullets. They said at least 200 bullets. I bet it was way more than that.
Fire, they're coming in and out, a number of shots being fired. We're going to go around to the other side, Joe. Nice and easy.
Look at this. I don't know if a cop is in here trying to push this other car out of the way or what's going on, but it looks like this might be just a driver trying to shove other cars out of the way so he can get out of the line of fire. And the cops are continuing to stay behind the civilians. Let's just call them civilians because I can't think of a better word for it or a more appropriate word. Hiding behind the civilians they're supposed to be protecting to serve as their human shields. Give me a break. Give me a break. They're going to let this story die so quick. You know what? If we were doing a citizen's arrest and we acted like these cops, every one of us would be thrown in a cage right now, and rightly so, because we're putting everybody else's lives in jeopardy so we can save our own. I don't know if this video is going to show it, but you can just see a barrage of bullets busting through the windshield. So they're shooting from this direction here, and from this direction here, hiding behind that vehicle. 3 different directions. Because you can see the windshields being busted out. Bullets are making its entry through here, and we'll see that in a second when we look at the truck on the back of the tow truck, the UPS truck. Chris Matthews said, I'd run those cops over, getting my family to a safer location. Yeah, what if you did that? What if you freaked... That is a good point that I did not consider, and that's what I love about being in this, doing live streams with you guys. I did not consider that. What if you had your family in the car and all this stuff started going down and all this shooting happened and you freaked out and you ran over and killed or just seriously injured 3 cops? What do you think would happen to you trying to protect your life from that gunfire? You'd probably get your ass thrown. You'd be charged with vehicular manslaughter, probably. Would not doubt it. Why did you do that? You know, they're always asking the cops, why did you shoot that person? Well, I feared for my life. That's not going to work for you. I feared for me and my family's life, and I didn't pay attention, and I was just trying to escape the gunfire. Bullets were whizzing by, and I ran over cops. Chris Matthews, that was a good thought, man. Thanks for bringing that to the table. That's another. I love it when we look at stories from different aspects and what if I did this, and what if this happened. It's very instructive.
Yeah, we got people.
All right, so let's listen to the voice of this guy. Anyway, let's go over. So here's this UPS. I'll just hold it right here. Here's this UPS truck that's being towed, and this guy's passing it, and you can see the blood right there on the steps. And it's just a stark reminder of the stupidity, the ridiculous, sub-tactical movements of these cops that got all these people in trouble. put their lives in jeopardy. Killed one guy. Oh, wait, before we do this, let me read this part right here. Here, let's cross our T's and dot our I's before we move on. Where was it? There was let's see. George Pirro, a special agent in charge of the FBI Miami office, said there was exchange fire between law enforcement and the suspects, and unfortunately, the suspects are now deceased. But 2 additional innocent civilians were also deceased. Let's see. Where's that? Oh, yeah, here it is. The FBI identified the slain robbers and hijackers as Lamar Alexander, which is interesting because I think Lamar Alexander is the name of a guy who used to be governor of Tennessee. If I'm wrong about that, let me know, all you Tennesseans out there. Seems like he was a mayor or a governor or something like that. And Ronnie, not the same guy. I'm just highlighting the fact that it's funny that the guy has the same name as that guy. Ronnie Jerome Hill, 41, both of Miami-Dade County, also killed a UPS driver, Frank Ordonez, who was taken hostage, according to a tweet from the company, and Richard Cutshaw, listen to this, who was driving home from work. Driving home from work, boom, you're dead. Why? Because these dummies right here, using civilians as human shields, decided to just have a shootout right there in rush hour traffic. And then this guy, the police chief, gets up there and says this.
Well, I mean, my officers responded, but they were pretty far behind it. So we've had people that sent up there. The Miami-Dade Police Department, I saw exactly what everybody else saw, along with, I believe, other Broward County units. This is what dangerous people do to get away. And this is what people will do to avoid capture. If people give up and are held accountable for their crimes, then we wouldn't put these many people in danger.
It's the criminals' fault that we put all these people in danger. And if the criminals would just comply, then we cops wouldn't have to put everybody else in danger. But as long as they don't, it's almost like he's unrepentantly saying, from this time forward, if criminals continue not to comply with our commands, we are going to continue to put everybody else in danger. You know what? You know why I don't doubt that is what this guy's mentality is? Because their actions speak louder than words. That's exactly what their actions dictated. That's exactly what they did. They not only put everybody else in danger, but to save their own lives, to save their own skin, they used the civilians that they're supposed to be protecting and serving as human shields. This was so astounding to me. I had to listen to it like 2 or 3 times just to understand that that's exactly what he was saying, and that's what he meant to say, and that's what he did say.
Well, I mean, my officers responded, but they were pretty far behind it. So we've had people that sent up there. The Miami-Dade Police Department, I saw exactly what everybody else saw, along with, I believe, other Broward County units. This is what dangerous people do to get away. And this is what people will do to avoid capture. If people give up and are held accountable for their crimes, then we wouldn't put these many people in danger.
That is such a ridiculous statement, guys. I can't even think of, if you wrote a script for this guy to say something more ridiculous and outlandish and off the charts, I don't even know what it would be. I don't know what it would look like. I don't know what it would sound like. I don't know how it would materialize or appear on camera. What a ridiculous statement. Those 2 armed criminals could not do even close to the damage that all these other armed, badged, uniformed criminals did in this whole situation. Thankfully, there wasn't more carnage. I'm actually surprised it wasn't worse. These guys are actually quite lucky. Can't even imagine the lawsuits that are going to ensue after this. Trolling for You says, what's up, Trolling for You? Thanks for the super chat. I used to respect cops and support them. I don't anymore. And a lot of people are realizing that cops are not here for us anymore. And I'm glad of that. We need a great awakening to these guys. You got the Crips and you got the Bloods and you got the cops. And these are far more notorious, far more formidable than any Crip or Blood. Why? Because nobody in their right mind thinks a Crip or a Blood has the authority to do what these people do. We roll over for these guys because when we see that shiny thing right there, we see that shiny badge and all these little stars and that magical uniform, We all lay down and we go, well, I guess we deserved our punishment. I guess we should submit to the authority. When a crip or blood comes to you, you just pull the trigger. If you pull the trigger on these guys, there's going to be a manhunt. They're going to bring out the dogs. They're going to bring out the helicopters, the spotlights. They're going to put out an APB and make you the most wanted because you were just defending yourself against somebody like that when they break into your house. There's not going to be a manhunt if you defend yourself against a crip or a blood. There will if you do one of the thin blue line cults. I like that guy's YouTube handle in the chat room right now. Blue ISIS accountability 9. Blue ISIS, exactly. Exactly. You can't convince me otherwise. There was this article. If you guys can, if any one of my moderators can pull up, maybe do a DuckDuckGo search or something on IQ requirement for law enforcement and throw that in the chat room, we'll read that real quick. There's actual documentation that shows that during the hiring process for law enforcement, they look for the most low IQ individuals, functioning low IQ, not so stupid they can't follow orders, but just enough to follow orders and do whatever they're told. That's a dangerous individual right there. Because see, there's a difference between morality and conformity. And what you want is morality. And that's what people think they're getting when they look at cops. They think, oh, this is a moral individual. This is a just individual. He's going to exercise justice. He's going to keep me safe. That's the general consensus from the public. These officers, these badged enforcers are here to keep me safe. But they're far from moral. Because morality is doing what is right, no matter what you're told. Regardless of what you're told, you're just going to do what's right. You're not going to turn your mind off, but conformity is doing what you're told regardless of what is right. And that identifies and pretty much could be the definition of a law enforcer. Doing what you're told, no matter what's right. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, we just do what we're told. Sorry, I'm just following orders. I'm just here to fulfill the politician's commands. I'm just a brain dead law enforcer. I'm an order follower. That's all I am. I'm just here for a paycheck. It doesn't matter who I kill or hurt in the process or extort from. That's a dangerous individual. When you got a guy who just tramples under his feet the moral precept of the golden rule and opts to follow orders and just crush that, you got a very, very dangerous, and then give him a monopoly on force and power in your area, unquestioned force and power. They cannot be rivaled. They've eliminated all their competition. There's no one else at the top of the authoritarian food chain in your area than law enforcement officials. You got a dangerous individual. You got a dangerous individual because nobody wants to band together against them because they don't want a criminal record. They don't want their reputations to be marred in society because they realize that everybody else thinks like everybody else, which thinks like everybody else, and everybody's doing it. And everybody must believe this is legitimate, so it must be legitimate. No, wrong. There is no legitimacy in law enforcement. So you got somebody like this guy saying what he said and not batting an eye, not going, oh, well, I didn't mean to say that. He couldn't. He was glazed over. He's an order follower. And he literally believes that if the criminals don't submit, well, we're just going to continue to put people in jeopardy. That's just how we roll. That's how we roll, Jack. You got a question about that? Sorry. Oops, too late. I got the monopoly and force and power in my neighborhood. You can't see nothing about it. The judge has got us in our back pocket. We're all in cahoots together. It's just a big racket. But it's all under the guise of keeping you free. You need security from the authorities. All the while they're extorting you, giving you criminal records, points on your driving record. Your insurance goes up because the insurance company is in cahoots with them. It's a huge racket, man. It's a huge, disgusting, grab my barf bag racket. That's exactly what it is. Oh my gosh. This, if anything can get a person worked up, it's this right here. Let's see. Amy Ishikawa. It's so sad. I love my UPS guy, Chewy. All UPS drivers are extremely nice. And thanks for the super chat, Amy. And another thing about that, UPS is also liable because they have a policy, or at least they used to. Them and FedEx used to have this policy, and I'm pretty sure it's still in the books because I haven't seen anything change, that none of their drivers can be armed on the job. What if you're a Chicago driver or you're in Baltimore? Oh my gosh, are there any UPS or FedEx or postal drivers in this chat room? I imagine you guys can, especially the FedEx and UPS drivers, because the postal drivers, they drive their same route, but the UPS and FedEx, it could be different every day. Everybody's on Amazon ordering crap, from every neck of the woods. What if you go into a bad drug infested, gang infested neighborhood, high crime neighborhood? Can you not be armed in those? Oh my gosh, man. And that's another thing. If you choose to arm yourself, you could lose your job. Or if the cops pull you over and you're armed and it's an area where they don't look too kindly on the Second Amendment, you can get thrown in jail. So you either lose your job, get thrown in jail on this end, or on this end, you get gunned down and you don't have any protection. There's no personal protection devices because your legislators legislated you out of that individual human right. Sometimes you just sit there and you shake your head and you just want to blow your top and you're searching in the darkness for a reset button. How can I reset this? But we can't. This is our reality and we got to do the best we can with what we got. And believe me, we had a lot more in the past. We don't have much right now. Whatever we have to cling tenaciously to it and get the rest of it back. I'm not content with just keeping what we got. I want to get back what we lost. Are you with me? Yeah, let's go. All right, some more super chats here. I'm sure nobody wants to look at this guy. Let's change the photo. Let's go to. I'd rather look at the guy that they killed. There he is right there. He's not with us anymore. Thank you. Thanks, law enforcement. To protect and serve. There you go, right there. To protect and serve themselves. Timo Eidner says, German born and raised. I cannot agree with you more. Dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. Amen. Stop giving away your rights. Amen. Thanks, Timo, for the super chat. Super chat from Snapzilla Gorilla. Dude was a statist trying to browbeat you into calling out a people group. Oh, yeah. You're talking about that guy that shall remain unnamed. If you don't want to call out Jays, that's your prerogative. No argument. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Blue Isis Accountability says, oh yeah, I'll just read this again, Blue, because I thought it was great. and the DMV, IRS, Fed, and Epstein didn't kill himself. And I'll add one more thing to it. Epstein's probably, more than likely, still alive and living in the lap of luxury with his sex harem, his young sex harem. Let's see. I thought another super chat. Oh yeah, another super chat came in. Thanks, trolling you. You should have a guest on like myself to speak about why they have switched from pro-police to hating the police. I had a really crazy story with me and my pregnant wife. All right, man, let's do that. I'll tell you what, my Skype name is High Impact Flicks, all one word. Hit me up on Skype today and we'll connect that way. And why don't we do a Skype call? I can't do it this afternoon because I'm up against time. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm up against time because I got to go to work today, but I don't know if you missed my announcement. I put in my 2-week notice almost a week ago now. So my last day will be next Sunday. And, it's going to be kind of weird because on December 10th, YouTube's going to change their terms of service. And any channel that's not deemed commercially viable, I should make it a point to say this in every video. Not only on behalf of my channel, but on all the other channel creators that just do an awesome job and have great audiences. On December 10th, YouTube's going to change the terms of service. I know you guys already know this, but any channel that they deem not commercially viable is going to be completely taken off their platform. Not only taken off their platform, but basically depersoned from Google altogether. Like if you have Google AdSense or Google Gmail or whatever, you're going to be wiped completely from the Google platform. So please take this opportunity to look down under this video. All my links are in the description below. Specifically, my BitChute channel is what I want to direct your attention to, and my website where you can join my email list. If you're having problems with the email list, and I know some people are, just hit me up on my email, and I know some of you already have, and I've just failed to get back with you. It's just, I get pummeled with emails, but I'll try to take care of that and manually insert you into the system so we don't lose contact. Because I'm telling you guys, a lot of people are going to wake up on December 11th and go, Well, actually, it'll probably take about a month and go, hey, I haven't heard from High Impact Vlogs in a while. I wonder what happened. Oh, he's not there anymore. Darn, that's all gone. So this, while I have this link, I want to direct you guys to other platforms. Now, YouTube, you're forcing me and other channel creators to do this. It's your fault. It's not mine. I would rather just stay on YouTube as my sole social media outlet, but I can't. So I got my Twitter, my Instagram, all these other sources will have different content that you're not going to see on this platform right here. What else? That's pretty much it, man. I appreciate you guys' support. Thanks for everything. I love this community. I love the chats. I can't read them right now. I got to end this because I got to go to my wage slave job. Anyway, basically, next Sunday is my last day of work, which is strange because I've been working since I was 15. Actually, earlier than that, like 12 or 13 when I started mowing lawns. But it's going to be weird not having a wage slave job. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use all that time that I was, away 8 hours a day to invest it in my family because I don't see my family much. My face is always in a computer screen doing research and investing it in you guys and making this channel even better and putting out more content. So I appreciate the support. Thank you for everything that you've done. And the thing that I really appreciate about you, if there's one thing you do in life, just be genuine. Just be who you are. Don't try to be like somebody else. Don't try to conform to somebody else's mold. Just pursue truth. Pursue righteousness. Pursue peace. And I know this is going to sound libtard corny, but I mean it in a pure sense of the word. Pursue love and basic human compassion and empathy. That last video I did with what was her last name? Garcia. Her mind's gone, but she's not going to be helped by those people by being chained to a bed. I don't know if many of you watched it and had tears rolling down your face, but I'm sitting here going, I got kids. If my daughters or my sons were chained to that bed, I would be so it would almost give you a heart attack. You would just be so furious about how they're treating another human being. People don't treat animals like that. It's weird. It's just, and then these law enforcers, these correctional facility agents, where do they get these people? Not only are they low IQ is one thing. Lack of empathy and no morality is something entirely different and sinister. I saw another super chat, and I'm going to deal with that, and then we'll go. I don't want to leave you guys hanging. Matter of fact, Blue Isis, I really apologize because I saw last time I ended my live stream, I saw that you sent a super chat, and I was kind of bummed out that I missed it. So I appreciate that super chat from the video the other day too. So let me just refresh this page, and I'll get ready to go. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I always want to make these live streams worth your time. And I'll tell you what, you make it worth my time. Because, man, when you guys bring stuff to the table that I didn't think about, I get pumped about that, man. That is so cool. Okay, Luther B. Let me do this. Yeah, I still got my glasses, too. Luther B. Sabatai Zevi, Mayor Rothschilds. I've quoted Mayor Amschel Rothschilds, who's clearly a Zionist-minded individual who said, give me control over a nation's money and I care not who makes its laws. That is sort of the essence of Zionism. They don't care about the laws of the land. They just want control. They want power. They want all the wealth for themselves. And that's what's wrong with Zionism. And that's why I say Zionism is equal to statism, because they both have the same objectives and actions. Zionism, statism, you can call it communism, socialism. What makes it evil is they actually believe that they can legitimately initiate unjust force and violence on peaceful people who haven't done anything wrong. That's a violation of the golden rule. That's a violation of the non-aggression principle. You can call it whatever you want, but if the Zionist kills you with a 40 cal and the communist kills you with a 45 cal and the socialist kills you with a 223, the end result is you're dead. It didn't matter if it was socialism, Zionism, or communism. It's all under the umbrella of statism. And so when you try to go after a people group like the Jays or the white guys or the black guys, then you miss the entire point, because what you have to go after is the evil individuals, regardless of what their ethnicity is. It doesn't matter where they come from or what they call themselves. What matters is the ideology that drives them. And you can tell what ideology they have by the way they treat their fellow human beings. And if they're treating their fellow human beings like they themselves wouldn't be treated, then they automatically are ejecting themselves from the moral standpoint from society. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to call out an ethnicity and be stupid about it. It's stupid. So that's what I have to say about that, Luther B. Changed my mind. Johnny F. Face says, Johnny F. Face. Press conference said it illustrated great interagency coordination. Oh, man. Yeah, but believe it or not, NPR, I think they said something right here. Hold on. Let me just finish this out like this. Darn it. Why can I never get anything under 20 minutes? I'm such a big mouth. All right. UPS says, we are deeply saddened to learn a UPS service provider was the victim of a senseless act of violence. Yeah, you know what I'm saddened about, UPS? That you senselessly disarm your drivers and threaten termination if they decide to protect themselves. What if this guy had a gun? He would have at least had an opportunity. A concealed carry, he could have blown him away. Even if they were going 60 miles an hour when he blew him away, because that's the only chance he had, at least he would have had a chance. But here's the problem. If he made it away from his captors, there's no telling what would have still happened to him at the hands of the law enforcers, because they were just itching to pull that trigger, man. So he could have come out of the frying pan of being a hostage and a victim of these armed robbers and into the fire of the law enforcers who would have done him in anyway. Let's see, where's that thing? Oh yeah, here we go. Former Department of Housing and Urban Development official, I love that. The officials say, but listen to his words. Brandon Friedman described the shootout as, quote, appalling. He said the police department should be held accountable for, quote, choosing to assault the vehicle in the middle of stopped rush hour traffic and using occupied vehicles. Oh yeah, he even says it. Human shields. Look at that. Even this former Department of Housing and Urban Development official sees that these band of marauders did wrong. Coral Gable Police Department. Give me a break. You know what? Let's do something here. Let's take advantage of our numbers here. Coral Gables Police Department. Let's do this here. There we go. Coral Gables Police Department. Address 2801 Salzedo Street, Coral Gables, Florida, 33134. Phone number 305-442-1600. I will put this, and let's see, do they have a Facebook page? Let me see. CoralGables.com. CoralGables.com. Let's just go and open this page right here. Coral Gables Police Department. Let's let the public, let them know what they think about the Coral Gables Police Department decision to just go ahead and kill a UPS driver because they had a bunch of boys in blue just itching to pull that trigger. Oh, we're gonna keep you safe, ma'am. Just stay in place, stay in front of us, so that if a bullet comes our way, we're safe. We can make it home to our families. Officer, why did you have that family protect you from a barrage of oncoming bullets? Because I feared for my life. Well, how do you think the family felt? I don't use this word very much. Do I, babe? Dumbass. How do you think the family felt, dumbass? I feared for my life. What do you think the kids in the backseat of that minivan coming home from that soccer game thought, dude? I don't know if there was that, but I'm just saying if there was, they're human beings in those cars. Moms, dads, grandmothers, somebody's brother, somebody's son. Oh, Frank, you don't think they're going to hit us? Huh? No, we got this family to keep us safe. Oh my gosh. All right. I promise, guys, I'm going to get with that Second Amendment sanctuary thing going on in Virginia. I promise that's coming later today. Stay tuned. I appreciate you guys joining me. Thank you for the super chats and thank you for the support. Don't forget, look at the links in the description below and get on my alternative media pages because we only got 2 days left. Less than 2 days left and the terms of service YouTube hammer falls. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video. Make it a great day. Make it a great day, because great days don't just happen by themselves. Make it a great day for yourself and everybody else in your zone of influence. I'll see you in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.